All right, guys. This is a Total Link Solutions webinar we're going to be presenting today on the ultimate mixing system. Please bear with me. This is the first webinar that I've put on and the first time we're using this system. So anytime during this, please raise your hand if you have a question or put your comments in the chat box, and I will do my best to get to you as soon as possible. And kind of answer all your questions. My goal for this is I want to get you guys as much information as possible about the ultimate mixing system. And I also want to try to make this as interactive as possible. So I want to get you the information, answer questions, and kind of have I guess a general conversation and stuff while we're doing this. To kind of get as much information and whatever info you guys need about this system, I want to be able to get that to you today. So I've got about 20 slides prepared here. Some basic information about it, how to use it, some analytic, principles regarding it, how to save some time and money about it, and so forth. So I guess let's get started. Before I jump in, any last questions, or I'm going to jump in on first slides here. All right, well, I guess let's go. All right, so like I said, everybody, we're here for the ultimate mixing system today. Let's see, just so you guys have a little bit of information about me as well, just kind of presenting and stuff so you know who's talking to you guys here. My name is Michael Savino. I am the Director of Marketing for Total Link Solutions. I got started in this industry back in 2003. I actually got started back while I was in college and stuff, doing illustrations and work for a motocross apparel company. Started printing back in 2006, so got about 12 years experience on the printing side of this industry, running my own shops and working for other companies. Pretty much have seen just about anything you guys have encountered as shop owners and distributors. It looks like we've got Sadi in here, so thanks for joining us, Eric. Any issues you guys have encountered, more than likely I've seen it or worked with people that have seen the issues that you guys are encountering. So I'm hoping the information I can provide to you guys today will be helpful, helping your shop grow and expand through what we've got here to show you guys today. So that said, what is the UMX system? UMX system is a new system that we over here at Total Link Solutions developed. It's a mixing system for Pantone colors, custom colors that your shop wants to mix for customers. It's based on 18 colors in the system, which includes white and black. It was primarily designed for the Pantone mixing, but with the software and everything else that we've done, and some partnerships that we've been able to work out some deals with, we're also able to offer specialty colors. For example, we have Caesar heat transfer vinyl. We're actually in the process of uploading cross-referenced colors from the vinyls into the system. So if you have the all of the inks for the UMX system, you're actually going to be able to cross-reference any of the colors, like a bright red or sun yellow from Caesar, and you're actually going to be able to mix those colors. So that way, if you have one job, and you need to use vinyl on one component of it, but then you want to screen print the majority because you have a large bulk of them, you'll be able to match those colors accordingly and stuff. The system, when we said the UMX system as well, it's not just ink. It is the software component to this as well. So we've developed a simple but powerful system as well. It's cloud-based, so it's going to be accessible through your web browser or your mobile apps. And we've done this just to kind of make your lives easier. The software for ink users is free. We're not asking for any sort of memberships or anything like that. You just have to go over to umxsystem.com, register to sign up, and validate your email address. And once we see those registrations come through, we approve your account, and then you have access to all the tools of the UMX system cloud-based software. little info shot here we've been using in all of our marketing and stuff, little screenshots of our system here on computers and mobile apps. Some of the features and stuff, when I say it's simple but powerful, you can kind of see from this little screenshot here. The system, you're going to see your colors, you're going to put in whatever color you're looking to mix, and it's going to pull up that formula for you. But some of the nicer features regarding it, we have over 1,800 Pantone colors preloaded into the system. Along with, being able to pick one of those 1,800 colors, you're able to create your own colors. So say, John Smith comes into your shop and he brings you a t-shirt or a color swatch that he say he got a color swatch at Lowe's, and he said, hey, can you use this color on a t-shirt? You'll be able to essentially manually you're going to have to mix the color, but you're going to be able to save those formulas in your system. So when he comes back for a reorder, you're going to be able to pull up John Smith's order and say, hey, this is the color I used for his t-shirt order, and here's the formulations that I used for being able to do that. With that as well, software is cloud-based, so you're going to be able to access it anywhere. You're not going to have license fees or anything of that nature. So if you have 10 systems, you have 10 guys mixing ink in your shop, every one of those computers has the ability to have this software on it, so they can load it up and go to town with mixing. You can have your art team, pull up a previously mixed color, or your sales team, so they can look up and see what that color was that they used, and be able to utilize that in their quoting, or the art team with their artwork proofs. Like I had mentioned a little while ago, we have mobile apps for this. There's an iOS for Apple app, as well as Android. Both really great functional apps. And within the apps, you pretty much have access to every ability other than creating a PDF batch report and stuff within that mobile app. Looks like I've got a quick question here. Will you be able to see other versions of color from another user not in your company? Eric, what do you mean by other versions of color not used? Are you referencing like say if 426 is a color, like for example, Pantone 426? If I'm getting the, oh wait, here you go. Formulas for 426, but isn't close. You will be, so say you have a formula for 426, and like you said, if it isn't close and stuff, what you can do and stuff, you can actually edit that formulation and stuff and save it as another version of 426 if that's what you're getting at. You'll have the ability to pull up a Pantone color and say your customer says, hey, I want Pantone 426, 2 shades darker. You can pull up the Pantone color inside of the UMX software. And then you can click, there's a button to actually edit the formulation. So you can actually say, increase a blue or a red or something, or a black, just to make that shade a little bit darker in there. So yeah, cross-referencing with other companies and stuff, that's something that we are in the process of doing. We're working, right now we have colors that we're working with from Caesar and other manufacturers to kind of cross-reference for colors and stuff like that. If there's other companies that are out there that people specifically ask for cross-references into the UMX, that's something that we can work on a case by case to see if we can automate that to get that into the system. But that's definitely something we want to be able to offer as many cross-references into the UMX system as possible. Mobile apps are updated, I would say, every quarter. We've been doing, there's been a lot of updates that we've actually been doing in the system, and a lot of the updates actually in regards to the software, they actually get pushed to the mobile apps without actually having to download another version of it, the way that we've developed our software. So when we make development updates on the website, a lot of those updates just by default get carried over into the mobile app without actually having to update the coding and re-download a new version of the app. Just kind of jumping back here in to get through this slide here too real quick. Other benefits with the software. When you're making your colors, you're actually able to create PDF batch reports and print out labels and stuff. So say, for example, you do that 426, you can click print. It'll actually give you a full PDF, so you can bring that over to your mixing station, go right through, do up your mix, and then you can actually also click print. It'll actually print out a label for you. Printing on a Zebra printer is possible and stuff. It generates a pop-up window and stuff, and it should be compatible with most printers and stuff for being able to do that for you. So time and money saver, that's something I'm going to delve into in a little while. I've got some breakdowns and stuff just to kind of give you some cost analysis as far as how the system will do that. And then I mentioned about the special colors and stuff that we have kind of built into the system here as well. Here's a quick little screenshot. This is the colors. These are the 18 colors of the UMX system. We've got UMX blue, violet, red, orange, neons. We've got neon yellow, neon red, neon pink, neon blue, purple, golden yellow, dark green, maroon, dark blue, yellow, magenta, aquamarine, and then of course mixing white and mixing black. These are the current 18 colors and stuff for the system. As we grow with the system, the plan is to add additional colors so we can get into some additional specialty color mixing. But right now, 18 colors is where we're at in order to offer the largest gamut of mixed colors and stuff at the moment and stuff. So that that 1,800 colors that we have imported into the system, as well as the Caesar colors, definitely helps. Recommended clear base. In regards to bases, Eric, you don't need a clear base. If you're printing on darks, it is required that you use an underbase, either our GP base or the BR base, depending upon what you're printing on textile-wise. So if you're printing on 100% cotton ink, textile, you can print these with a GP base if you're printing on dark, or if you're just printing on regular shirts. Any lights, you can print direct and stuff. If you're printing on 50/50s, the inks are designed by themselves. If you're going to print them direct, they don't have the bleed resistance in them. So what you need to do is you need to use our BR series as a base in order to have that dye migration blocker ability and stuff while using it with the ultimate mixing system. Keep those questions coming, Eric. I like that. I like to have the kind of open dialogue component to this. So what would you say if I could show you guys simply and easily how to add a new service while decreasing in costs? That's kind of a goal of every shop, I would say, right? Every shop wants to be able to add a new service, increase service time on other services, as well as decreasing cost on something that they're either offering or wanting to bring into a shop. No problem, Eric. All right. So what does the system actually involve to do this? Not actually that much. Everything that's involved with the UMX system is relatively basic. You need, for the sake of the UMX, you need the UMX starter kit, or technically you can buy individual pints, quarts, gallons, or 5 gallons of it in order to start mixing. We recommend going with the UMX starter kit because you're going to save money right off the bat just by buying it as a kit. It's discounted. And when you see the cost analysis a little bit later, you'll definitely see why as well. So in combination with ink, you need a gram scale. So that way when you're weighing out your formulas, you'll be able to mix everything as accurate as possible. You're going to need empty containers or cups, spatulas, computer or phone. Just about every business has those these days. And then you need a Pantone guidebook, just so you can see what the color is that you're going to. So say John, like I said, John Smith, say he walks in, you break out your Pantone book, show him the colors, and then once he picks out the color, you come over to your computer or phone, and you can pull up the formula for that ink. All relatively basic items. It's there's not any sort of high intensity item or product that you really need in order to get started on this. All right, so I've got a quick little, I think it's like 2 or 3 minutes here. I can skip through some of the boring parts and stuff, but this is just going to be a little video that actually shows you guys how the mixing. I'm just going to kind of narrate this a little bit while it's going. Let me know if you guys have any questions or anything. Let's see. Skip through that part. All right. So getting started, like I mentioned. Let me pull this up here. All right. So placing a cup on the scale, on the gram scale, you're always going to want to tare it, so it's always going to end to, start out at 0 grams. You can see down there I've got the PDF printout, which has my formulations. This specific color only requires 3 colors, with a white base, a blue, and a yellow. With each of these colors too, there's little tips and tricks and stuff like that, for mixing. The scale shows in grams. I think it's to 2 decimal points on the gram scale there. Like I said, you want to get as accurate as possible. And as you're putting these inks into the container, you're going to want to put each color in on a separate side of your container. So that way, say you go over by, 5 grams, or, you're under by a gram, you can easily add or subtract from that container without contaminating the other inks and prematurely mixing the colors and stuff. So if you have to put something back into another container. And it might be silly to say, but you're always going to want to make sure your spatula is clean before you take out another color. So I think you guys get the point on this here and stuff with mixing that stuff there. I'm just going to kind of skip ahead. Like I mentioned, each of these colors has to be in here according to that formulation printout. Let's see. Got all 3 colors in there. This is all, I'm mixing this in a pint container. So it's a little small, but within a couple minutes, just start using your spatula and stuff. It's recommended if you have a metal spatula. It makes the mixing process a lot easier, so you don't have to worry about the plastic bending or breaking or anything on you in there. It's relatively easy. You don't have to have a drill or anything of that nature to mix all these colors. Basically going to want to do this for a few minutes, get kind of like, think about it like making a cake. You want to make sure all of your ingredients are mixed thoroughly through the entire batch here. Okay. So I'm just going to put a little swatch here on the paper. I'm going to show you guys the comparison to the actual Pantone book here. Just keep in mind this is a wet swatch versus a cured final swatch, but you can see how accurate it is and stuff in comparison to, an actual wet swatch. For gallons and fives, I wouldn't recommend a shaker. There are mixers. Through that slide here. There we go. Sorry about that. Yeah, so for gallons and fives, I would definitely recommend a mixer. Majority of people using this, I would say, are probably going to be mixing quarts of color. And I'll kind of get into that a little bit later as well. But the majority of people and stuff, I would say, are probably going to be mixing, even for a job on an automatic, I would say probably, a quart would be suffice unless they're running, 10,000 shirts or something at a clip, something of that nature and stuff. Those larger runs are definitely going to need, a mixer of some sort. But for the majority, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 grams, you should be okay mixing by hand. All right, so software-wise, I kind of tapped on before. Everybody who's using this system has access to the free cloud-based software on umxsystem.com. Bring this up here. I'm going to share the screen. I'm just going to kind of give you guys a little demo so you can see what the actual software is here. All right. So this is umxsystem.com. Relatively simple website and stuff on the outside here. When you get to the site, you can either log in, or you can, if you haven't registered yet, you can just click on register up here. Very simple form for registering. Just fill out all the information, agree down here, click register, and you're good to go. It'll send you a couple of verification emails to make sure your email address is valid, and then we'll authorize the account, and you'll be ready to go. For my sake, I already have an account, so I'm going to log in this way. Once you're logged in and ready to go, this is the dashboard. You log right in, and you see the tool right up front. Like I said, it's simple, but it's powerful. So by default, it loads up the Pantone solid coated series, and then it has all of your Pantone colors all right down in here. So I don't know. Somebody throw out a Pantone color here for me. Give me a number. Eric, hit me up with a number. 485. There you go. All right. So on some people want to scroll through here. The easier way to go about it, you can actually just type in 485, and it'll bring it right up here. Click on it. There it goes. It's a red, and then down below it shows you your formulation and stuff. It's a 3-color mix. So you need UMX burgundy, you need UMX yellow, and UMX ultimate red. With that, come over here, and you can actually click on print label. And there you go. There's your formulation for everything. You can save this, print this out, bring it over to your mixing station, and you are good to go. Say this color is off by a little bit. You can click on customize color right here, and you can adjust this color accordingly. If you want to add another pigment to it, if you want to say bring the tone down the yellow a little bit so that way the red pops a little bit more, you can adjust this percentage here, and so forth. Once you're done adjusting that color, formulations are for whatever size you actually want, Anthony, and I'll show you that in a second. By default, it goes to pounds and stuff, but I'll show you that. Let's see. So real quick on here, edit your color. Say you want to go 14% on that. You want to go to 50% on that, and you want to go to, I don't know, let's say 30% on that. It'll tell you what the actual percentage is down here. You always want this to go to 100%. So, make sure your formulas will equal out. But there you go. Let's see. 20. There you go. And then you can save it. Just call it test for right now. And that'll save this into my custom colors section of UMX website. So anytime you come back, you can call this John Smith's red or something, however you want. It'll always be there for you. Back on the color systems, like Anthony was saying and asking and stuff in regards to batch amounts. right down here, I always recommend going by grams. Primarily, that's because the scales that the majority of people that will use for this are going to be the gram scales. Mixing pounds and kilograms, you start talking about much larger batches, which the system will handle for you, no problem. But I always recommend making the batches in grams. So let's say, an average job to majority of printers for a color is, in my opinion, and from what I've spoken with numerous people about 1,000 grams for a color. So enter 1,000 grams in here, that'll get you through, printing John's t-shirts and stuff, and it'll automatically recalculate the formulation for whatever color you have here into how many grams for each of those mixing colors right here. And it's that simple. This same functionality is available in your mobile apps on Android or iOS. You can look up any of those colors. So say you didn't want to print out the PDFs, you can actually just go right into your mixing station, break out your mobile phone, and just look up the formulas and start mixing that way too. Whatever is easier for you guys, we have the tools available for it and stuff like that. So, and with this system, like Eric asked about how often things are getting updated, we're always updating this. Like the actual UMX system, we're always doing little bug patches and things like that, and little minor tweaks and stuff like that. But in regards to large releases, technically we're on version 1.5 right now of it, and we're planning on larger, probably quarterly, either quarterly to biannual large releases of it and stuff. So as this gets adopted more and more, we're going to add more and more functionality to it. So if there's any functionality that you guys want to see in it that's not currently there, always shoot us an email. We'd be glad to add it into potentials for what we're able to do. Matched versus predicted. Right now we have 1,800 colors in the system right now, with another 60 that should be coming hopefully in about a month. And then just kind of over time, I would say probably predicted on a quarterly basis, we should have color updates as well. Especially when we get new series of inks to cross-reference to, or other products that are popular in the industry, we're going to want to make sure that this gets pushed as quick as possible and stuff out there. Hey, Lewis, did you have a question there? I see you got your the hand up there. You can say that again, Eric. All right, so let me jump into the next slide here. All right, like I said, for the mobile apps, we've got them developed for iOS as well as Android. Got a little video here. This will actually kind of show you guys what a little bit of the features and functionalities and stuff like that. So this is a quick 30-second video. I'm just going to play this for you guys. Cool. So that is a little, sneak peek, if you haven't downloaded it yet and stuff, to what it looks like on iOS and stuff right now. All right. So let me jump into the fun part here and stuff. How is this actually going to save you guys time and money? So, for example, right off the bat, you're not going to have to wait for your Pantone colors anymore. No more, having to spend, crazy amounts of money, just to get one color. You're going to be able to literally in your shop, same day, mix your colors. you have access to over 1,800 colors. Uh, I put down here, wouldn't it be great if your shop didn't need to rely on anyone to mix your custom colors anymore? As an ink manufacturing company, I hate to say that, but you know what? We've created an awesome product that will allow you to do that. You can rely on us for, the ink in order to mix your own inks. But that kind of, that gives you guys some more freedom, which is awesome. And every shop needs a little bit more freedom to do what they do best. So, little chart I put together here and stuff that shows you like literally how this is going to save you guys money. The average quart of UMX ink costs $33.99. There's 1,360 grams per quart. So like I had mentioned before, assuming an average job is only going to take 1,000 grams, your average costs for a color for each of your jobs is only $24.98 once your inks are mixed. So $24.98 for one Pantone mixed color of a quart, I'm sorry, 1,000 grams and stuff for the job and stuff like that. In comparison to going out and spending $40, $50, $60, $70, $80, for that same quart and stuff like that. You have a huge savings right off the bat just by mixing your color right there. The average in the industry is actually about $50. So if you go out there and you check out everybody in the industry that's mixing ink, like I said, there's prices that range from 40 through 80. Some people are even higher, but the average and stuff is about $50 a quart. Other ways of saving you time, everybody, including us, you're looking at a lead time for a custom Pantone color on average 2 days plus shipping. If you're in a situation where your client comes in and says, hey, I need this tomorrow to be printed, but it has to be a Pantone color, most shops aren't going to be able to do that, unless they have a mixing system in-house. So not only are you saving at least 3 days lead time, figuring if you're in a 1-day ship area, you're saving on average at least $25 for a quart. It's between time and savings, that's a huge thing when it comes to for any shop. Let's see, I'm a newbie and was told there really isn't a shelf life on Plastisol and wanted to check what's the shelf life of the ink. Kimberly, you're for the most part, you're right. There really is not a real shelf life for Plastisol ink. A lot of the guys out there, they leave their containers open for years, I've seen, and they're able to pick it up and start using it. Some inks, some of the oils might separate, if it gets, really old, but, some stirring and the ink activates again and stuff. You can mix that oils right back into the ink and stuff like that. Or if it's, say it's out for 5 years or something, which, guilty right here, done that in the past. The color kind of got hidden on a shelf. Didn't use it, 5 years later, brought it out, threw a little bit of curable reducer in it, and you're good to go. With these inks, as they are, the UMX colors, they're not to be used, you can use them, but they're not really meant to be used directly, because they need to be mixed into the mixing base in order to really kind of get that plastisol component to them. They're highly enriched pigment based additives essentially. But once they're mixed, like I said, there's not really a time limit per se. You're not going to have any real drying out or mixture issues for a long time. So that's something I definitely wouldn't really worry about too much. If this was water based, then you're definitely going to be looking at issues in terms of how long you can leave it out or in a screen or things like that. But plastisol, you don't really have to worry about that too much. All right, so how much does all this cost? Relatively inexpensive. Kits, we have kits starting at $377.27. or you can buy ink separately for pints starting at $17.08. Pantone book starts at about $200. Oop, go back. Sorry about that. Spatulas can range anywhere from $5 to $20 depending on the size. Oop. Were you guys not seeing that? Apologize about that. It looks like the screen share stopped there. Can you guys see the screen now? Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, so back to that. So yeah, the kit prices and stuff, $377.27 they start at, with ink starting at $17.08 for pints. Pantone books, you can get a set of those for about $200. Spatulas on average anywhere range from like $5 to $20, depending on if they're stainless or plastic and what size. Quart containers on average you're looking like $3 each. Scales are about $50, and software, like I mentioned, free. So when you add that all up, relatively inexpensive add-on to your shop. A lot of shops out there and stuff like that, if they can get away for under $1,000 adding something to their shop that's going to benefit, save them time, and overall save them money, huge win at the end of the day. What we've got going on with this right now, we actually have a special for you guys, and I'll show you on the next screen. There's a discount code and stuff for anybody who wants to get into this and stuff in the next couple days and stuff. The code will be active for you guys. On the starter kits, we have the trial, the ultimate, and the pro. The trial is a pint set, just straight up a pint set of the UMX system. Normally it's $377.27. It's on sale for $339.54. The quart set, normally $922.47, on sale for $830.23 for you guys. And the gallon set, normally $1675.07. It's on sale for $1507.56. With the quart and the gallon sets, comes with scales, spatulas, empty containers, gloves, Pantone book, everything literally that you need to get started and stuff with going to town on this. And I broke down the cost per month. We do have a deal with PayPal where you can actually, if they approve you and stuff, they have 0% interest for 6 months, and you can break down in your monthly payments and stuff on that as well. So that's kind of a nice little other way to kind of get started in this, the whole process with mixing as well. Like I mentioned, the code, you can head over to our website, totallinksolutions.com. And at the end of this webinar, there should be a link directly into the starter kits for the UMX system. You can either do that, click on here and then search for UMX. It's underneath the ink category, and you should see mixing systems there. Use code UMX 2018 and it'll get you those discounted prices. Or if you call the phone number here for the warehouse, the guys will be able to take your order by phone for that as well. And if you guys need to reach me at any time, this is my email address, my direct email, and my direct phone number. Please feel free, hit me up anytime. Be glad to answer any questions, UMX or ink related, or screen printing in general. Anything I can do to help you guys out, definitely please feel free to reach me anytime. I appreciate you guys being here with me for the webinar. Do you guys have any questions and stuff? I know we had some during the system here and everything, but is there anything else I can answer for you guys while I've got you all here? That's not a problem at all there. I actually have those. I can email those to you. No problem at all. Yeah, Eric, shoot me an email after this, and I'll email you those slides over to you. That's not a problem at all. Discount code for this session will be active through the weekend. So you'll have the rest of today, and then it'll be good Saturday and Sunday. Cool. All right, guys. Well, hey, I want to thank you guys again. I'm going to have this webinar saved and uploaded to our YouTube channel. So if anybody wants to go check it out again or anything, please feel free to do that. And like I said, email me or give me a call. And if you guys have any questions, I'm glad to help you out that way. So thank you guys for your time, and have a great day.